Hey guys, welcome back. 45 minutes to go in the trading session. Let's have a look at how things are shaping up for the final hour of the day. Nicely positive right across the board. You can see S&P leading 0.71. It's actually the Dow, I should say, leading 0.74. The NASDAQ 0.5% to the upside. Still positive here in Toronto as well, about 0.5%. Bitcoin 2.5 to the downside. Crude oil following suit. Guys, 45 minutes left. A number of individual names to have a look at. Let's get into it.
All right, we are back live. Thank you so much for joining us with this fastest 45 minutes on YouTube. I'm Sean Gattini, you know that, but we're blessed today. If you watch us in the early show, you know we have a special guest trader. What up, Arun? How you feeling, my man?
You know, it's been a long day. It's been fairly quiet today. So, well, let me say that, not necessarily. It's been active, but it's been one direction. If you missed the boat early in the day, I'm talking about the futures specifically. You guys know I trade mostly the futures. If you missed the boat right at the beginning of the day, there was no trade for me, at least. And I'll go through my trades later on in the day. Actually, well, let me go through my trades now. So my screen, this is what my screen looks like right now. It's a whole lot of nothing. And then we have a little bit of, remember, I gave you 41.55 as a level this morning. I saw just enough to take a short underneath 50. Didn't like how it was starting out, so I got out. That was like a couple ticks in the win. And then we broke the 55 area, see how it traded up there, took a long. Didn't like how that was acting either. The thing with that breakout, though, let me just continue on with that, is that if we had taken that 55 break, if we had held on to that, the risk had to be 25. That's the level I'm looking at now. I'm not going to put up 30 points in risk when it's, you know, we've had a long day, long move up, and we're just starting to go sideways at this point. So do I want to put up 30 points in risk towards the end of the day? No. So here I am now. I took a few ticks in a win, a few ticks in a loss. I'm sitting flat, and I am waiting. How about you, Sean? What are you up to?
Yeah, well, I just got stopped out on Fisker short, and which is ridiculous because if you look here to start the day, and again, you guys know it's right in the middle, 13 long on Fisker, guys. We talk about being able to, that's a sticky note. Find it on Twitter. If you watch us in the early show, you know what we're all about. And here's where I bought Fisker. We started off the day at 13.55, drops down. We told you, I mean, right on the note there, defend 12.50. Never gets close to that anywhere, even remotely close. But we go long 13. We have $1 in the money. It goes into the money about $1.40 here. I put a stop at 14. Of course, it breaks. And then straight to the south side there for a little bit. And then this afternoon, hello, Fisker. You're up to 60%. Guys, look, you know that I stamped this name a couple days ago, man. You've got back-to-back 10% days. Now you're up 16.5. I thought maybe the run was over. Like, okay, Fisker, you know, this is a big move for you. Congratulations. We tried to short it. This is a very, very small hit. We shorted 14.85. I put that in the chat early if you were joined us. And then we breaks 15 there. So we take that 15-cent hit. Ah, well. We have long in our own accounts. What up, Bren?
Yeah, Fisker definitely leading, guys, but some of the other EV names being begrudgingly dragged along with it. Have a look at XPEV here, 3.75%. Just in the last few minutes here, trying to make a new high, 32.50. Right above us goes back to some of these levels over here. NIO as well. NIO, very strong so far, guys.
I mean, I was just turning over to NIO right now, and I mean, that stock has just been everything basically from 1 o'clock, except for Square, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. But, you know, NIO just taking off here. If you look at a little bit of a longer time frame here, you know, again, this looks like AMD to me. Like, these bottoms, it held 34, 35 for days, for a month here downside. So, you know, to get this breakout makes sense to me. For me, if you're looking for a longer-term play, now's not a bad spot to build because you do have that bottom. And then you are going to get a little bit of a breakout here at 39.50 on NIO. So that's something to look at. I mean, on a chart for the trade right now, I mean, do we really want to step inside here and short some of these? I mean, we could short this against 39, but I'd rather not. You're up 4.5%. Let's look for something a little bit weaker. The only name that I have on of any real value right now, Carnival. It goes up to 27.18 there. So there's the short that we put on. So a nice little move here, downside for Carnival. You know, the market going upside on the NASDAQ with the ES, yeah, kind of just doing the same thing. I know Arun was just talking about some futures trades there. I like Carnival to the downside. That 5.5% makes no sense to me. We're only short at 08 right now because we did have an average in from before, and it was a small trade, but there it is. Let's see where we can go. I'm looking to get this out. Really, like if I can get some 27 prints, we're not too far away. We'll take 6 or 7 cents, and then we'll hold the rest to see if there's a sell imbalance for the close.
Yeah, you know, in terms of stocks, let's just high hitter, or the big movers for today. Technically, let's look at a couple things, right? Peloton. Everyone's looking at Peloton. Let me just pull up the chart on Peloton here, and here we go. So if you have Peloton and it's trying to break that 100 mark, everyone's looking at Peloton at 100. Here's what you have to be aware of. It's been down the entire day, so you know there's a lot of shorts on board. People have to take profit. Yes, there could be a breakdown towards the end of the day, but at the same time, if day traders need to cash out, they've got to buy the stock back. And what better location than to get just underneath 100 and then pull it right back? So I keep an eye on whatever this low is. It seems to be around 99.50-ish. If we can get through there again, you might have just a quick flush on stops, but at the same time, it could just easily have gone through and just bounced right back for profit taking. Because at this time of day, you do have to worry about that because things start to shift now, right? Because people got to worry about, oh, we only have 40 minutes left. We have to close out our positions before the end of the day like we do here. Some people can hold, but the majority of the volume that you're going to see towards the end of the day is going to be people cashing out. And then obviously towards the end, it's going to be bigger positions being taken. But that's a different story. But you do have to worry about profit taking when the end of the day comes and the move really hasn't given anyone an opportunity to be pushed out yet. This has been straight down. Same way that CCL is starting to turn now. It's been straight up and now we're starting to turn on CCL. This is probably profit taking as well. You can start to see this accelerate a little bit. NEO as well. Just be aware of that. What's up, Brendan?
I want to look at here, guys. Recent addition to the market, this Greenbox, G-Box. We mentioned when it broke to the upside, going back to last week through 16 up to 21, or 2 weeks ago, I guess it was. It has since come off in a hurry, all the way back below $10 here. We're struggling right at 10 right now. It's up significantly today. They appointed a new CFO. They announced that aftermarket yesterday. There's nothing terribly significant today on news, but Greenbox, point of sale company, guys.
Yeah, good. We saw Greenbox here earlier on in the day. I think you might have brought that to us earlier, but yeah, nice move here in the afternoon. Bye-bye, CCL. Let's see if we can't go to the downside even more for you. You can see the short. We're short 27.14. CCL making moves to the downside. We just took some off 03, waiting for 27 to break. I mean, if that can break, then that's great. We also did, and I mean, call me crazy. My wife does. But, on what Arun was saying there, there has to be some kind of profit taking in Fisker today, doesn't there? I mean, the EV space, guys, is basically a steaming pile of something, and you guys know that. We've looked at all the stocks, Ride, Fisker. They're back today, so don't get me wrong. A lot of these stocks back today, but I'm just wondering, why not take profit when you get a move like Fisker up 16%? It was up a lot. Look at the chart. You had an update yesterday. This is what this looks like. Like, if there's not profit taking right at this level right here, then I'm not really sure, but we still have higher to go. I mean, this could go to 15.30. This could go to 16. My stop is just a high of the day, so we're not trying to get too cute here. But I do expect, honestly, like if I'm going to go short right now, 96, this is a 15 cent or so risk, right? Because we're going to get out at 10. So I at least want 15 cents, at least. And that would bring us basically right to here. We can get that easily. But I'm actually not even going to take that out. I'm thinking Fisker, like the 14.60, my first bid will be like 14.70 right here. This is all like pie in the sky. I hope we can get this. I just feel like Fisker needs to be sold off today. It's just a huge run. And I just wouldn't be surprised. I don't think it needs to sell off, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get Fisker back here to 14. Maybe I'll put one at 14.75, which would be that 20 cents, same kind of risk. And then we'll hold the last half to see if we can get a little bit of a bonus to the downside. So I'm going to put a bid in right there, 14.75, see if we can get that. That'd be nice if we did. The other name here, and I talked to Brendan about this, and we couldn't really find any news, really not sure what was going on here. But as of 12:30, Square just and this is one of my names, man. I've got you, Square. We like Square, so this is a nice move to the downside. If you're interested in buying it up, I mean, Brendan's still searching. If there's anything there, he'll come and find it. But Square today it started off fine. Had a nice little move in the morning, just like the NASDAQ, just like Palantir, just like a few different names. But unlike that, it's like a complete reversal, almost like some sort of an M pattern here to end the day. But it does give us that beautiful long at 242. Here we go. Okay. So see, sometimes you can't keep a good stock down. Square looking to go back upside right now. Yeah, something I just did, after just talking about the futures and everything I said about risking as much as 30 points towards the end of the day, you also have to be aware that sometimes pressure comes in. When I mean buy pressure, sell pressure, whatever the case is,
pressure comes in towards 3:30 as well because the programs get activated. What I'm starting to see is a little bit of buy-side activity. So what I decided to do is I'm going to go ahead and take that risk. Yes, I talked about it, but at the same time, you got to be open to new information. And after I talked about it, new information came in, gave me this setup. So I'm going to go ahead and put that risk back on. I've got 55.50 long, just maybe a third of a size that I'd like to normally, full size, that I would like to normally have. But just to test this out, I've got 55 long, and we'll see how this close comes in, or not necessarily the close, but how 3:30 and the programs are activating towards the close here. We're up about 3 ticks for now. We'll see if this can get going towards 60. If it can, then this thing might actually accelerate into the close. The difference between the futures and the stocks is, as you can see with Peloton, we never really had a chance to bounce back to let people cover. Futures, multiple opportunities to fall back to let people cover. So this potentially has the ability to go. What's up, Brendan?
So somebody just saw asking about Well-Built, WBT. We were talking about that one this morning. Yeah, it's up enormously today, 43% here. Recent highs, 52-week highs. Remember, this is a buyout, okay? So this is an all-share $2.9 billion buyout. So this Middle B, the Middle B Corporation buying Well-Built for the equivalent of $2.9 billion in stock. So you have a couple options. You can take the equivalent, so you'll be receiving 0.1240 shares of Middleby for each Well-Built, or sell. I mean, you got a nice 43% gain overnight on this news. So those are really the options at this point, or you kind of have to watch both. Middleby down today, Well-Built trading higher, obviously, on the news, but because there is that ratio, they're going to trade one and the same, guys.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. For me, I don't really look at those merger stocks, but we will definitely look at that tomorrow. And I think, I mean, that rhetoric makes sense to me. Like, you get that percentage gain, 40, 43, 53%, something like that. That's worth taking all day, every day. We just took another piece off of CCL. It bounced there off of 27, basically flat there. So we take another piece. We still have half of our position, 60% of our position from here, 27.14. So that's going to be one to look at. Okay, Fisker. That's not Fisker. That's not Fisker. This is Fisker. Back up to 15, man. So frozen chart. Okay. We'll close that and just have a quick look at Fisker one more time if I can. I got to reopen this. This happens sometimes, guys, especially late in the day there. It happens all the time. I'm looking at too many symbols here as we go. We are going to get stopped out, though, on Fisker. I mean, I can't believe how strong this stock is. It does put us into the money a little bit. You know, we were short 96. It went down to 87 there. 9 cents, but I'm going to take it on the chin again here, as it's going to break back through highs of the day. And I guess I'm just wrong. Like, I thought, look, Fisker's my number one stock today. It's going to remain that way. These are just little baby trades. We thought that they could come back in. We talked about a 20-cent worth of risk for 20 cents worth of downside, even more. I mean, I was looking at 50 cents or so downside, but that doesn't happen. So it just keeps on ticking up. So this is going to look bad, but really, I mean, it's not that bad. So we'll wait to see what Fisker wants to do now. And maybe do we just take out the top there? Who knows? Not really too many locations here. We talked about that over and over again. If I call up a 20-minute chart on FSR, I mean, it just looks, I mean, it's off right now. You could see that today. I mean, this is an incredible chart, just straight upside. You do have some consolidation at 1450 maybe, from past highs, 1440 to be exact. So there's maybe a trade there if you're interested. But I mean, for right now, like this is gone. I cannot recommend going short. I've tried it. I thought those were two good short spots for me, and they just weren't. Fisker right now, nice little move. My last buy on this name, guys, was 17. So I mean, I'm out of the money on this, but I was in this name earlier in and around these prices. So I think my average price is close enough, probably 16 even, something like that. So, I mean, I'm a supporter of Fisker. I like it. I think it's probably one of the only SPAC EV names that I would put my money in for right now. Doesn't mean it's going to work, but I like the name, and that is Fisker. So we'll wait to see what it does here at the close, but we're out of it. Take your shot if you like.
Yeah, a couple things. Someone in the chat says, when you're trading futures, are you just trading one thing? For me, the answer is yes, but there's many, many different things you can trade. There's commodities in the futures you can do. I'm doing equity index, specifically the ES futures, the S&P 500. There's oil futures. There's so many different things you can do. The other thing too, guys, for anyone who just wants to get started in the futures markets, the ES might be a little expensive. The barriers to entry, the margin requirement for an ES contract, for one contract for anyone at home, it is steep. So take a look at the micro futures. The micro futures are 1/10 of the value of the ES, and it allows for the same, it's the same chart, it's the same price, everything's done the same. It's just, it's a newer instrument. It replicates the ES exactly. It's like the spiders say. And it just allows you to actually trade it. The ability to trade the futures with less margin and participate in trading the futures, looking at it the same way instead of looking at the spiders. You can do both, but I'm just saying if you want to trade the futures and don't have the margin capabilities, take a look at the micro contracts. They are available. And here we go, futures taking off towards 57, which puts us in new high territory. So what I'm looking for this to do now is just to keep on extending, because 330 came around. If we can keep on extending, then the buy programs will keep pushing this up. But if this falls back, then we might be in trouble with this. So I'm going to keep a close eye on this and see if I actually want to hold on to this or not.
Okay, yeah, good look there. We'll figure out what's going on with the futures. We only have a little bit of time left, only a half hour. Remember, Arun, myself, the futures close a little bit after. We have to be flat at 4:15 on futures contracts. But from a day trade the world, from a prop standpoint, we do have to be flat at 4 o'clock on equity. So you will see us try to scalp in and out, at least for me anyways. That's why we're not holding any of these for swings or anything like that. I'm well aware of what that means, and I would like to hold some of this. But unfortunately, guys, it's not in the playbook for us all the time here at Day Trade the World, and it's just a prop firm rule. So that's what we're doing today. And if you see us every single day, that's the plan. Okay, we just took some more out at 02 there. It did dip below. I thought it was going to go. No more bids out until we break the high or we come back down here. I think CCL sells off, so let's wait to see if we're going to be right about that one. We may not be, but I'm hoping so. CCL sells off today into the close. That's going to be a good move. CCIV, Churchill Capital, that's another name that's ripping here. We know that this is Lucid, so again, only up that 6%. Has faded off a little bit from here. Days high already made, a little bit different than Fisker. Obviously, Fisker still making days high. This one has more room to run, CCIV. Coin, okay, I was able to, I don't know the price of Coin, but I did get some up. I put some more right here. I was going to say, I actually got my bid filled at 312.20, something like that. We were able to buy some Coin in my own long-term account. So this is a position that I do like for the longer term. So we've talked about that, and I don't have a problem telling you some of my longer-term plays. My first fill on this name was 326 or 327 a couple days ago. So I do want to continue to buy Coin. Almost at every dip. I like Coinbase. Ultimately, I want to save some powder in the keg for this name because I do believe that this could retest a hell of a lot lower, if there is kind of a Bitcoin pullback or something like that. We talked about Bitcoin struggling at that 65,000. We can have a quick look today. Kind of irrelevant what's been happening today. Nothing here in the afternoon. We did get a big, this is just an hour chart. So there's that big move down on Saturday night. If you check out a minute chart here, you'll see in a second here as it updates. Move this over. Actually, you know what? This was a decent move here starting at about noon to the downside, and we've made a move back up. There it is. This is what we're talking about. A move down since about noon right there. But, this is pretty much flatlining. As far as this goes, this is pretty much flatlining here for BTC. So we'll wait to see. It's more Ethereum that's on the rise. So if you're trading any of this, Mara, ETHE as well, another name to look at. But that's what's good on this side of things. And look at CCL, man, right back up. I'm really glad. I'm really glad we're able to take that out. Arun, I know you're long. This must be good right now.
Yeah, we're up 4 points on the futures. Now, somebody was in the chat was asking about what's my stop. The original stop on this was going to be 25 because that's my technical stop. But at the same time, I was aware that when I started this trade, I really didn't want to. But at the same time, I had to give it space to breathe. So I wanted to see how we were going to play around 330. Looks like we're going to do some buy side action. Buy programs are kicking in. So now I can bring the stop in. If we reverse from here, it's bad. Now we're going through 60. We're at 61. That's an easy 5.5 points. And I just took the trade in front of you guys not too long ago. So now I can move the stop to 50, just underneath 54. I'll put 53.5 and just trail this out because it should not come back down given the buy program activity that we're getting. What's up, Brendan?
Yeah, really strong look here heading towards the close. Another one with that same look here, PLG. This is Platinum Group Metals just ripping here into the close on volume as well. I noticed about midday today, Platinum, guys, reaching all-time highs. The price for Platinum, all-time highs. So these little mining stocks popping up on that, guys.
Okay, so another play, yeah, I mean, platinum. Yeah, oh, actually, I did see that. Palladium and platinum, all-time highs, which is good. My wedding ring, platinum, so that's good. Okay, not that it's worth anything. Okay, 27, 19. We're still looking at CCL. Oh, we talked about Coinbase. Someone asked about NEO for tomorrow. I mean, if the NASDAQ stays strong, this is a great close. I mean, whenever the NASDAQ can close at its highs, and making those new highs and looking strong like this, I think that's a great opportunity for tomorrow. So take that for what it's worth. I think there's a good opportunity tomorrow on some of these stocks to continue their upside moves. Obviously, we'll be looking at some earning names as well. Really happy, like Palantir today as well. I can't believe we were short this name. Right now, Palantir is taking out new highs as we speak right now. So as the NASDAQ goes, congratulations, Arun. Big trade there for you. I mean, good trade. Great levels you picked out. Palantir right now at the high side. Unfortunately, look at this, man. We shorted this today. Unbelievable. We finally went long and we managed to get some out right around here, 2240, 2250. But we made that move back to VWAP. I said these kind of moves were going to happen. Unfortunately, I don't sit here all day and trade in the afternoon. You can tell that, obviously. But this makes a move right back there. So that's the kind of move that we're going to look for on Palantir. And look, normally I'd fade this into the close. But not today. The futures are too strong here. We've identified that. Arun's talked about some key levels there, and I just believe in those trades as well. So I think the futures definitely coming off right now, going upside, and I don't think a Palantir short is really in the cards. However, a 2250 break right here may bring us more to the downside, but there's too much consolidation here at 2240 to really give this one a big win. So I'm not in love with that. There was another name I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, you already mentioned it a little bit there, Arun, was Peloton at 100. It's just kind of bouncing around and not doing too much at this 100 level. So to me, you need a break. And I look, no matter what people think about Peloton, they are making some money. They are selling a ton of stuff. I don't know if they're still on back order, but they do have that negative press now. There it goes. A break of Peloton right there. A big move, breaking the low there. So there it comes to the downside. Peloton still crashing. Don't tell me. Someone just said Fisker. Yeah, okay. Fisker coming off a little bit of 1530, but like I said, man, we stopped shorting this, and a good thing we did because we got fried there. I probably would have punched out at 1525, but it is coming back in. Maybe that's the high there for Fisker. You did have a little bit of consolidation up there. This may be worth a short. Am I really going to do that again?
Yeah, I'm starting to take some profit on the futures here. I've got some out at 63 and a quarter. I've got an offer out at 64. So we're locking in about 8.5 points or so, about 8.5, I think. So the big thing here is that when this is the 5-minute chart, by the way. So if I lock this up and I would just move this back a little bit, I have to be aware that when you go back multiple days, which I don't have, oh, here we go. So when you go back to yesterday, we're entering this huge area here that seems to hold well, because I remember a few days ago, I was using that 68 area as a potential stop for a trade that I was looking at the day before, and then we kind of stalled there again, and we're reaching that same area today. I'm going to start taking some profit along the way here just to bank something, just in case it does fall right off here. So this way, at this point, I've already taken some out. I've taken out I've only got one order out so far. The other one's still waiting, wasn't filled. So I might just step in and take some more out here at 62, and then we'll trail the rest here. And that's all we can really do at this point. We got the pop, we got the move. Now we just got to see how they're going to play the rest of this. But the activity is to the buy side, so we'll let that go. And in the meantime, look at Peloton. Keeps on going down. Looks like no profit taking yet on this. So if this happens, what I've noticed is that it tends to get even more aggressive towards the end of the day to the sell side. So I'd be looking at that now. This was the best opportunity for them to bounce and trap the stops on the sell side. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. They are going to keep on going down. But every other stock, Square, CCL started bounce, but Square has started to make its move up. What's up, Brendan?
If you joined us this morning or even had a look at the watch list, you would have seen this one, ASML up 5.5%. Another one trying to close on day highs here. So not directly in the semiconductor space, but this company makes equipment that makes semiconductors. So earnings were better than expected, guys, if you remember, for ASML.
All right, guys, I'm back to taking some. I've moved my order down from 64 to 62.5. I want more of this out. I don't want to hold on too long. I think we've already overstayed our welcome in this area. It came up way too quickly for my liking. A slower move tends to work out better in the long run than these faster moves, because at some point all the energy spent on that, just getting that move to where it needs to be, that we can't sustain it. So this is what I worry about. So we'll just keep an eye on this and this area, this 64 to 68 area, see if we can actually keep on going or if we can't. Because if we back up, again, my trailing stop on this is still 53.75 on the remaining portion, but I'm going to keep a close eye on how we played this because I do want to get more and more of this out. And also, guys, keep an eye on Peloton. It is starting to get a little aggressive towards the end of the day. Keep in mind, in about 10 minutes, we're going to have stops come or what's called imbalances come out. So that could make it even worse if we get it to the downside.
Yeah, I have. I need to make this a little bit bigger. The Toronto closes doesn't look to be too exciting here. Some banks. I'll make that bigger. It's impossible to see. But I mean, I shake my head here because like there's something genetically wrong with me because like I shouldn't again be back in this Fisker short. But notice my position. Fisker short again. And yeah, so it's a bunch of time. It's a bunch of options here, a bunch of shares here going to the downside. We're short right here at 15. So. Okay, Fisker, you're going to do this again. That's fine. Take me out, and we'll get out here at the high of the day, 15.30, 15.35. So I think we come back at like. If this comes to 15, man, we make all of this back. So there's absolutely no problem there. We like it. I took a bunch here. My first fill, I thought it was going to break lower, so we took 10s. That's why we had to average in a little bit there. So I am weary of some stopping action here at 10. But I do have a bid downside now. Where's my first bid? 06 right now. I'm going to cancel the 04s. So I think this thing can come screaming down. That's the name I want to talk about. So, as soon as the show ended, I did pick up some more XL Fleet. I like what they're doing. I like that last story about the F-150s. They kind of retrofit the different trucks to become more energy efficient. So, I don't mind the name. It was rocking to 685. I bought almost as soon as the show ended, so it was in here somewhere. 630, I think it was 640 exactly. I told Brendan I'm buying this one, so 640 or so was right about here. So we did buy XL Fleet. It did move up for us about 5 or 6% from this point, so that's good. If the EV names continue strength and these guys have a good story, then I think that XL Fleet has a great opportunity to make it back to this 10 level. We were silly here because we were long 850. We tweeted that out in the pre-market this day when it ripped to 1080, unable to get out again on the show. But that. Can we see that again? I think yes, but we'll wait to see. They need to announce more deals. It is what it is. That's the business. You need to have something on board in order to get something going. Fisker bouncing around, not doing anything. CCL, man, good thing. Oh, that's the one. That's the daily. Good thing we took out, again, half of this trade downside. So, when we get blown out to the upside, I say that like as if it's going to happen. But if we get out of CCL, we are going to get out on the high of the day here, which we're basically at right now. Just to double check where my price is. Breaking through 27.25. That might be a little silly. Maybe we'll do 27.20. Again, we already took out here. Like this is 14s. So we took out 10, 13 cents on the bottom there. So if we're short at 15, 14 right now, the hit at 20 is only 4 or 5 cents. So I think that's well worth it. There goes your futures, Arun, back to the upside. You still got one on?
Yeah, like I said, I'm starting to take profit here. Yes, going up is great. At the same time, I got to be aware of what's in front of me. So I've already pared down some of my position here. And this is the E-mini futures contract, not the micros. I was talking about the micros for anyone who wants to start trading. Actually, let me flip over to the micros. I was testing the micros out for the production team earlier. This is the E-mini futures contract. And let me put the micro right there. I believe that is MES. Right, so this is the 5-minute chart. Well, I'll do this after we come back from Brendan. What's up, Brendan?
All right, just having a look at some things coming up tonight for earnings, guys. This one included Love, Southwest, getting ready to report. Another one looking really strong here, up 3% for Love heading into earnings, guys.
Yeah, so back to the futures contract charts. You see the E-mini futures 1-minute chart on the left here, and you see the micro chart here. It's going to be the exact same chart because they're the exact same thing, except the leverage is slightly different, allowing more people access to it if you don't have the margin requirement. So guys, if you can't trade one, just trade the other. And spiders are always an option too for anyone who can't trade the futures in general, period. So 3 different instruments that kind of do the exact same thing in the same way. And here's what we're looking at now. For anyone who's looking at CCL, Sean, I know you were looking at CCL. It looks like it wants to put in a brand new high towards the close here. We've got an imbalance coming in about 5 minutes, just over 5 minutes. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I'm short. So I think you might be right. But yeah, we're just short right here, Arun. 27.15. So no problem. And I'm going to get out. If we take out this 20, we gone. It's making a new high as we speak. If it comes out, that's fine. We got out of half, and we just explained that downside there. We got out of half of our trade here. So that is a 10-cent plus win. If we get out at 21, I'm imagining that's my trigger. We should be able to get that price. Then it will be a 7-cent hit. So net, we win, but we don't win a lot. There it goes out. So CCL flat and peace out. We don't like you anymore. Okay, but the one thing that we do like, though, apparently, is Fisker. So Fisker comes down, guys, and look at this, man. Finally there. We're riding the bear temporarily. You guys know I love this name. I've been talking Fisker up the last week or so. They come out. It's been a big run for them. But there it is. It pulls back in. The only problem is it didn't break 15. So we actually got 15.02 and we got 15.06, like we mentioned to you. So we're short 17s off all this. So that's a nice little win. That's 15 cents at the bottom, and that's 11 cents right there. So oh, man, we still got some bids lower. We're hoping that we can get that. My bid is actually at 77. I think Fisker could crash. We're waiting for the imbalances to come out. We talk about that all the time. Right now, Visa, buy, Path, the new. Oh, you know what? Let's look at Path here for a second. This is a brand new today, IPO today. I think it was an IPO or direct listing. Maybe Brendan can come up with that one. This is UPath. So symbol Path. This was interesting, man. It defended the 65. I think you were looking at it, Brendan, when it came down here, the 65. I actually have an order. It's gone now, but I had an order to break this 65. It just never broke. It kept resisting. It IPO'd somewhere, I think 65, 75, something like that. Goes down to, or maybe even 65. Goes down, tests at 65, and does not break. But look at this, man. Big movements for Path today. 70, 66 there, the high. Fisker coming back down. Coinbase, one more check-in on Coinbase, Arun here, and then we'll come back. It's an IPO, okay, that's good. Arun, let me know in the chat if you need anything. 313.29 there. We did pick up some Coinbase in our own account, low side. If it breaks this 311, though, we could see a nice move to the downside. Imbalances could do that, so we're going to take that. 311 downside, if coin comes out to sell, I think we probably retest this 305 area. So I'm going to put a bid in or an offer in here, Coinbase 311, or why not take a long here, 315. So 311 short, 315 long. Let's see if Coinbase can get out of its little range here.
Yeah, futures now at new highs for the day, 64.5. We're a few minutes away from the imbalance. The imbalance might kick it up a few more, depending on how it comes out. If it comes out positive, it might kick it up a few more points. But at the same time, be aware that we are in that area that I was worried about, that 64, 68 area that could potentially turn this whole thing around. So I want to see what the imbalances are. What's up, Brendan?
Mention this Skillz. We were talking about this morning. If you joined us for the morning portion of the show, still going, guys. Skillz just broke the day high there on volume as well. So volume coming into the close. Look at the daily chart. Volume, it's monstrous. 30% for Skillz, guys.
They say Skillz pays the bills, and today it is that stock that is paying. Okay, so this is, look at Fisker, guys. They have a bid imbalance. So we'll see if that comes off once we get it at 350, which is only 2 minutes away. Again, we have that Coinbase trade. I like this break of 315. We've bounced off, we bounced off a couple times there, 315. Let's check in on, so if that breaks it, man, we want to go long. It's actually 1477, but we're going to use 15 even, and then we're going to use down here 311 break. So if that happens, I've already identified that. IBM, man, if I can celebrate anything, it's IBM. Wow, didn't even realize this. We'll come flying in on this name. I don't know what else to do for everybody. If you were joined us a couple days ago on earnings, it was right on this show. I gave you this call on IBM. It was down here. It was 132, 133. I said, I believe IBM will beat. Last time they missed. They basically sandbagged this. So it comes down to 118, 120. I love the report. I actually have a 118 print in my account, so happy with that. That was the first time I got into IBM. I was in IBM for a while, got out, got back in here. And now look, man, I talked about buying weeklies. I don't know what kind of percentage you guys would be up. I didn't buy them. But if you did, let me know how that's working out, because IBM just rockets to the upside. And I actually have similar feels for this one, man. Chipotle reports. And you know what, man? I think Chipotle reports anyway. Someone messaged me on the chat there. We can confirm that, Brendan. Yep. Okay, 1580. Like if Chipotle gets burned out, maybe we can find out the short interest on this name. But I mean, you know, this name could just rock it up. You don't see the other numbers here because I don't normally trade 4-digit names. But Chipotle with a nice little run here. And my talk here is just that, you know, I think that with the reopen possibly, they're in amazing locations in malls and whatnot. They're in strip malls. They're in business areas where if people go back to work, they're going to need to eat still. So I believe Chipotle is primed for a run here. They're doing everything right. And you know what? I mean, the margins increase when you're not dealing with Uber Eats or Grubhub and things like that. So there's a good possibility here for CMG, in my opinion anyways, to take this out. We'll see what it comes today. Down 1.18% scares me a little bit because the NASDAQ is up. Maybe people know something, but hey, I think this is worth it, again, to take a risk here on a possible new all-time high for CMG coming soon.
Yeah, okay, so the imbalance did come out positive, it seems like, because there was a pop right at 350, but at the same time, we were rejecting that pop immediately. So you know what, I'm out. I'm completely flat at this point because I don't want to hold, it's doing this in an area where I don't want to be a part of it anyways. I was watching out for some sort of hesitation. Looks like we popped and then we came right down. You know what's funny is the high is 67.25. I actually offered at 67.50 and never got filled. So I was a one tick away from getting some more out up near the high, but it's okay. I'm fully out of this position and we're gonna move on and figure out what else to do. One thing I was looking at as well, NASDAQ futures, they were starting to accelerate through the 10s, but it was starting to stall out a little bit. So I was curious to see how it was really gonna come out, because if it came out negative, given the kind of day we've had, because this is what the NASDAQ futures looks like on the 1 minute chart, pretty much from like 2 o'clock straight up from 13,845 all the way to 13,915. So that's quite the move. At no point did we actually take any profit. So could this be enough to bring us now back down? Keep in mind, we are at resistance. If this is enough to spin us around, then great. That could be a great downside move potentially, because here you go, futures falling off now. I'm glad I'm out. This is the kind of things you got to look for when the numbers come out, when the imbalances come out, and you know it's around a certain area that you might be resistance, might be support. Keep an eye on how this moves, because that'll tell you a lot of whether that's going to be accepted or rejected. And in this case, it's being rejected. So here we are, downside move after having quite the day to the upside.
Yeah, okay, I'm just managing a trade here. Fisker not really not doing too much. The one thing that I'm noticing right now, and again, it's, you know, I did this in the morning and we rallied the likes, but I mean, like, we've got a rune on the show, guys. Like 2,200 people watching and only 354 likes. So let's get that up. Like, we need to see at least 500 here. If you haven't hit the like button, guys, please do that. We're trading the close. Arune's trading futures. We're trading real capital. We're giving you some decent ideas. I think so anyways. If you can, let's turn this like around. I got Valeria beside me, but it's in her contract that she doesn't show her face at the close. So we can't do that. But, you know, you could see handsome Arune. Unfortunately, you have to, oh, there it is. Okay. Right up to 600. Maybe we can get to 1,000. You know what? If we get to 1,000, I'll show the imbalance locator. How about that? So 670 right there. Let's get the likes going, guys. Just hit the likes. We've just doubled the likes on that request right there, Arune. So they're loving you. They're our trading family. Thank you, Arune, for coming on the show again today. I'm going to check back in 2 minutes. If that is 1,000, then we show the imbalance locator for you on the show. What's up, Brendo?
I'll give you one from the imbalance locator. How about that? I just noticed this one. NCLH has been super strong so far today. You can see top corner here. 104,355 on the sell side for this one, NCLH. Big move today, 10% still, guys.
Hello. All right, let's check back. You want to check these imbalances? Let's see where we're at right now. 924 right now for the like. So we're getting very, very close. If we can get that just a couple more, then we will show that imbalance locator. I mean, I know you guys want to get it. There it is. That's the 52-week high today, actually, for IBM. Good move there. Fisker, yeah. We are short. We did take that out. We're just going to wait for the high of the day. If it flushes, it flushes. That's fantastic. I don't know if it's going to. You know what? I don't care. We're at 958 right now. I trust we'll get to 1,000. The longer I leave this, the more, relevant it less relevant it becomes. So here we go. Visa right now, we can have a quick look at that one. This is a bid, so let's see what it's done to the stock right now on the 1 minute chart. Where is the 1 minute? There it is. Look at this. Visa comes out, man. I mean, this starts early at 1540, but it's been a nice move up here with a nice little buy imbalance there. BP is here as well. This stock doesn't look like it wants to move, but it's stuck at 25, so not really affecting anything on the rebalance. GE, a nice little bid. Someone asked me about Ford. Look, I love Ford and GE at these levels, guys. So I think you should be able to buy Ford, buy some of that. Thank you so much. Did we just hit 1,000 there? I think we may have. Oh, darn it. I actually closed it, so I can't see. But good look there for us on that one. GE, low side right now. Fisker trying to do some damage. And someone else said to me, Sean, what are we doing with ATHE? And unfortunately, nothing. We got the high print of the day. We took some of these trades. We got out a little bit there. And now we're going to get out for flat. Useless stock of the day, in my opinion, ATHE, guys. I wish there was more to do.
Yeah, you know, it's 354. All right, what's up, Brendan?
I apologize for interrupting so rudely. Genie, somebody was asking about Genie, G-E-N-I, DMY Technology. This used to be a SPAC, but is now Genius Sports. Genius Sports, yeah, closes their combination with the SPAC. So GENI, guys, nice ramp job into the close here. $20 coming. It's up 22%. Nice find.
All right, so what I was going to say is it was 354.50 with 10 seconds left. At 55, that's when you have floor interest get populated into the imbalance. So the imbalance tends to shift. So it can either make it bigger or it can offset it and completely switch direction. So if you have a buy side imbalance, it could be a bigger buy or it could be turn into a sell. And at 355 exactly, that's when you get the update. So I was going to say, keep an eye on the update. It depends on how that happens. If this might just keep on accelerating to the upside, because if the imbalance gets bigger to the buy side after that update, you might actually have a buy into the close. So that's what I was keeping an eye on, and it looks like the imbalance got bigger after that update, and looks like we're going back towards the highs. We're at 55 or 66 now, and towards the 67 quarter highs. Again, keep in mind, we're still at an area which makes me uncomfortable, so I'm not going to do anything at this point. It's also 5 minutes left, 4 minutes left before the day closes. So if we are going to buy, I'm going to keep an eye on whether there's action on the sell side.
Here comes futures.
Yeah, it's coming back down now. So they are going to do a good job at defending this area. So I'm going to keep an eye on if we can get some buying. I might just actually take some shorts against this to offset the imbalance itself. What's up? Not what's up. Sean, what were you saying?
Yeah, no, I'll just say, come on, Fisker. Like, let's get going here finally. Makes a nice move down. We get at some at 14. We have to be flat, guys, in 3 minutes. So I still think, I don't know. I mean, I hope tomorrow Fisker opens up like at $18. I mean, let's be perfectly honest. But, you know, for today, I did think that there was some downside moves. Thank God we were able to make some of this money back here. This is, I mean, we're short at 17, so getting out at 14, like, we can't ring the register. But, hey, a profitable trade is a profitable trade. We will take that. Only 3 minutes now to go. Another quick look at the imbalance to see if anything's changed. We could check out the NASDAQ imbalance because we got to 1K, guys. We got to 1K pretty easily there. AGNC, SNDL is always on there. AMD. That's another long that I like. I like the AMD long. Are you guys calling me? I don't know if my earpiece is working or not. But okay, all good, so that's good. Someone said, what do we like to hold? I talked about this earlier on in the day. I like AMD. I think AMD is due for even more, like this pullback down there, like what a great buy that was at that level. I like AMD here. I keep talking about it. If we're gonna make a call for tomorrow, again, there's earnings plays out there. I talked about CMG, how much I like that play. And other than that, I mean, I'm not really in love with too many. This was a big day for the NASDAQ. We were not expecting this. So this is a good one. Tesla, I mean, has Tesla's worst days been behind it? Maybe at this point. You got a nice dip down. This is a daily, like beautiful dips here to 600. You're now testing higher. Tesla maybe for a swing. I think Tesla still takes out new highs come the summer. So I do like Tesla. With only 2 minutes to go, I need to get out of this Fisker, which is fine. It's going to be a 3-cent win. Wow. But that's it. You still holding anything into the close, Arun?
No, I'm closed, but I'm not closed. I'm flat for the day. I'm going to keep an eye on CMG. It's starting to get wild, as it should, given that it's a $1,500 stock with some important news coming out. And at the same time, I'm going to keep an eye on the futures here. We're at a resistance level. Imbalance seems to be buy side. I want to see how strong this buy is going to be, because if it's very strong and we can take out 68, then I think I'm just going to let it go. But if we stall out inside the 65, 66, I'm actually take a trade right into the close. and see how we play in the aftermarket. Just to see, I'm very curious about the order activity that's going to come in right at the end of the day, just because of where we are. So given I'm flat, I might be open to taking some shorts as we get closer and closer to the close.
Yeah, I'm just bidding this 14. Going to see if we can get out right here at 14 if we can. Then that will end our Fisker day and give us, small. There it is. We're out. Small little win there with only a minute left to go. We could check back on Visa. What did that buy in balance do? Really took it to day's high. That's the daily. Sorry, that's a daily. Took us to day's high there, but now fading back in. A quick check to see if there's anything left on board here. WFC is sell in balance. We could see if that's doing anything. Yeah, okay. So a nice little turn there on WFC to the downside. There it is. It was just 800,000. It's getting paired off. Farfetch there as well. IBM with a sell. This is all going to get paired off. Not much to see there, but WFC coming to the downside with only 35 seconds there. No, 25 seconds there to go. I don't even know if my clock is right, but we're going to the downside right now on WFC. Moving back up. Maybe that balance just got paired off. That is what's happening right now. Thank you guys for joining us. Just check back on Fisker. Not much happening. And I want to check Coinbase. There it is. Countdown is on now with only 10 seconds to go, Valeria. She's over there at the bell. Coinbase is looking good. We have 3, 2, 1. Hit that bell, Miss V. She down. That's it for Miss V. Thank you so much, guys. It was a great day. Coinbase didn't do anything at the close. We were thinking that it might rally, but it didn't do much. It almost got to that 315. We didn't have to worry about it. And then 311 almost broke, but didn't. Not a bad day, Brendan.
Yeah, not bad at all. Actually closing at or near highs on the day. Yeah, nice numbers. Almost a full percent for the S&P, the Dow, the NASDAQ, right across the board positive. TSX here in Toronto, 0.6%. Everything else, kind of negative, guys. Do we have CMG on deck here? I think it might be 405 or 415, but we'll have a look at CMG real quick, maybe, if we get.
I do, but I have it up here. It doesn't look.
Yeah, I think it might be 405.
If anything comes through on any of these earnings, we'll get it to you really, really quickly. But Arun, any last thoughts? You'll be joining us tomorrow morning with the futures call.
Yeah, I just want to go over the very last trade that I made. I said I was going to make it potentially. If you guys can pull up my chart right here, you can see that I pulled some shorts right at the close. We're talking seconds between the close because I figured the imbalance was coming out to the buy side, given how strong we were. Yeah, I pulled some shorts, was able to make a quick 2-3 points on this. Sometimes, some of the best trades come in right at the end of the day because of the volatility, right? Volatility moves markets. In this case, we knew the imbalance was one way, so maybe we can go right against that, depending on the situation. Be aware of it, but always just be open to opportunities and always keep an eye on the market and see what presents you. Today, there was not a whole lot to do early on in the day, but you see towards the end, I got fairly active and made some money right towards the end. Sometimes that's trading, guys.
Yeah, you got to play what's there. And if you're looking at the futures, you got to wait for key levels. And if you're looking at stocks, we talk about it all the time. Follow our watch list, follow the sticky note. It's been an absolutely fantastic day. Shout out to, once again, our amazing production team. What's up, guys? Rob and Lucas, how you guys doing? What's up? There it is. He's ready to go. They're ready to go. They're here every single day. They're the best team the best production team on YouTube by far are those guys. And that was the fastest 45 minutes on YouTube. So for Miss V, for Arun, still looking at charts, for Brendan over there. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, no, Arun don't stop trading. You have to understand that. When you're a machine, guys. Arun's still looking at charts. He's building his plays for tomorrow. Guys, this has been a fantastic day. We waited for Chipotle. It's not out yet. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Have a great evening. See you at 8:30. Ciao.
Bye, guys.